Hello everyone, welcome to my video on variables and data types in Python. My name is Ahmed Anwar and I'm excited to share this important topic with you today. Understanding variables and data types is fundamental to writing effective and robust Python code. Let's take an overview about today's lesson. Firstly, we'll talk about variables. Then we'll talk about the most common data types in Python. And finally, we'll talk about inference and conversion. And the final thing, we'll go through a conclusion about what we have learned. Let's begin by talking about variables. Python is a great calculator. If you want to do more complex calculations though, you will want to save values while you are coding along. You can do this by defining a variable with a specific case-sensitive name. In Python, variables are like containers. They hold values. They allow us to store and manipulate data in our program. Once you create such a variable, you can later call up its value by typing the variable name. One unique aspect of Python is that it's dynamically typed, meaning variables can change their type as needed. For example, as shown, let's declare a variable called age and assign it the value 25. Later in the program, we can change the value of age to 30 without any issues. This flexibility is one of the most benefits of using variables in Python. Now, let's explore some of the most common data types in Python. We have integers, which represents the whole numbers. For instance, an integer can be used to store a person's age or the number of items in a shopping cart. Floats, for decimal numbers. A float can represent measurements such as the temperature and the price of product. Strings, to store text. A string is Python's way to represent text. You can use both double and single quotes to build a string. The Boolean is a type that can either be true or false. You can think of it as yes and no in everyday's language. Booleans will be very useful in the future to perform filtering on operations on your data. For example, list. List is a more general sequence object that allows the individual items to be of different types. Dictionaries. Dictionaries are an unordered mappings of name, value, associations. Tuples. Tuples are simply an immutable lists. It maintains integrity of data during program's execution. Python has feature called data inference, types inference, which means the interpreter can automatically determine the variable type based on the assigned value. This makes Python flexible and saves us from explicitly declaring variable types. Additionally, we can convert variables from one type to another using type conversion. Let's say we declare a variable called message and assign it the value hello world. We will infer that that message is a string type because we assigned a text value to it. We don't need to explicitly state that it's a string. Sometimes we may need to convert variables from one type to another. For example, if we have a variable num with the value 10, we can convert it to a string using the str function. This allows us to concatenate it with other strings or display it in a certain format. To wrap up, we have covered the basics of variables and data types in Python. By understanding these concepts, you will be able to write more effective and error-free code. Remember to practice, and explore Python's vast ecosystem of data types to enhance your programming skills. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and in understanding variables and data types in Python. Keep learning, experimenting, and happy coding. Goodbye.